Turkey's political leader, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has just stirred the hornet's nest with a new proposal that will turn Istanbul into an island. In a move that has ignited a furious backlash from political opponents, civil society groups, and environmental experts, the government aims to develop a transport hub that will allow ships to sail through the Bosporus Strait. In this video, we will show you the plans Erdogan has for Istanbul and why many are not happy with this new endeavor. The government of Turkey, under the leadership of Recep Tayyip Erdogan, has come up with an ambitious project called Canal Istanbul. The plan is to construct a 30-mile channel that will pass through the Marmara Sea and the Black Sea. This move will turn half of Istanbul into a large island. This project, if it scales through, will be the most ambitious project ever undertaken under Erdogan's 17-year rule. The development will pass through the Thracian Banks and will accommodate a population of more than 1 million inhabitants. A container terminal will be constructed with dozens of highways, marinas, malls, bridges and entertainment centres. Planners revealed the plans in 2018 when a document was submitted by the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure to Parliament. Well, the estimated cost towers at $20 billion. Advocates of Canal Istanbul argue that once completed, the canal will open up an easy access route for container ships and fuel tankers to connect the Black Sea to the Marmara Sea. This canal will help navigators avoid the twisted channel of the Bosporus Strait that runs through Istanbul. The collision and grounding of ships that is common in the area will be avoided. As lofty as the plans may seem, there is a problem though. The planned route for the canal passes through the city's last standing green area, and this is where the only water reservoir lies. Environmentalists warn that the project will decimate the ecology of the region, and they have raised alarms. Only this time, their alarms have gotten louder after Erdogan's government gave the green light for the project to commence. So what is Turkey's Bosporus Strait? The Bosporus Strait is a passageway that crosses Turkey's most populated city, Istanbul, Europe and Asia. The strait has been a strategic military and commercial route since the 5th century, when sailors used it to transport Scythian grain to Athens. Today, Bosporus is one of the largest maritime routes in the world, with an estimated 41,000 ships passing through it in 2019 alone. This figure is far more than the maritime traffic of Suez and the Panama canals. Due to the large number of vessels passing through the S-shaped passage, the strait is often congested. This has led to water contamination, and ecologists refer to the dolphins who feed here as street children because they are constantly dodging the thousands of ships that ply the route annually. The government, through its numerous spokespersons, argue that the need for a new waterway is critical due to the growing risks of current pollution and navigational hazards in the strait. Their calls for a new waterway grew louder after a Liberian 191-metre cargo ship ran aground along the strait on the 27th of December, forcing a temporary closure. A year before that, a 225-metre vessel crashed into a waterfront property along the coast. Before then, the most notable grounding was a 480 tons oil tanker that blocked the passageways in 2003. These occurrences are behind the decision to create a new waterway, according to Turkey's government. The demographic significance of the project is one that has taken the attention of much of Europe and Asian countries. The Istanbul Lung is a section located 20 miles west of the Bosporus. This man-made waterway is going to have 8 new bridges according to the plan. The canal that will be built here will be similar to the Bosporus, since it will also connect with several other countries like Romania, Georgia, Bulgaria, Ukraine and Russia. Developers claim that the new waterway will reduce the pressure that the Bosporus is currently experiencing. In addition, they argue that it will create 10,000 new jobs in the construction sector and employ many more citizens. But on the flip side, it will turn Istanbul's populated area into an island sitting on top of active ecological fault lines. Many scientists have vehemently opposed the project due to the significant impact it will have on nature and the local population. The environmental impact assessment test that was approved in January shows that the canal project will eliminate a 25-year-old dam located in the village of Sazlibozna, which is an integral part of the ecosystem that connects 2 lagoons together. These lagoons supply Istanbul with more than 30% of its water. Hydrologists have also warned that the project will alter the water depths of the Marmara and Black Sea, which will then lead to an imbalance of the water levels of the Black Sea, which combines fresh water and the warm salty water of Marmara Sea. Adding voice to the calls to scrap the project is prominent oceanographer Mr. Kamal Saydam. In a strongly worded message to the government, he said that the canal project may lead to the drying of the Black Sea, while at the same time it may drag polluted water into Marmara Sea, thereby leading to the decimation of marine life. The fear that water reserves will be polluted by salty water is real, and if it does happen, the consequences will be irreversible. For all the arguments against the project, there is another argument that is giving Turkey's neighbours a lot of concerns, many of whom are members of NATO. The fear is that the project could play into Russia's hands. Why so? Let us explain why. There exists a 1936 Montreux Convention that allows for the free passage of merchant ships during peacetime, but reduces the number of military vessels that can enter the Black Sea from the west, which is the Mediterranean Sea. This convention also spells out the time frame the ship is allowed to remain in the Black Sea. Many have argued that this convention gives Russia the upper hand to maintain naval superiority in the Black Sea. If Canal Istanbul enters the Black Sea region, this convention will take effect, thereby increasing Russia's influence over the area. Erdogan argues that the project will be outside the Montreux line, while NATO nations will not be happy if this is the case, since it will fortify the Kremlin if carried out. Why? Simply because the new canal will not give access to NATO countries, and by extension, the US access to the Red Sea, and they will be bound by the code of the convention. For now, it is unclear whether Turkey will overrule the Montreux Convention, because many experts are of the opinion that such a move will be at variance with international law. However, Erdogan's move may not be what the media has made it to be, though. It may be that the Turkish leader is only playing his cards to strengthen his hand and to improve his bargaining position. In the worst-case scenario, he may overturn the Montreux Convention and incur the wrath of Moscow. On the other hand, if the convention stands, Turkey will face the challenge of charging vessels for passage rights across the artificial waterway. And if this happens to be the case, the Canal Istanbul project will be an exercise in futility, if not a colossal failure. But for now, the popular sentiment among Turkey's teeming population is a negative one. Most citizens, particularly the citizens of Istanbul, are opposed to the project. There have been demonstrations against the project, and many more demonstrations are planned for the future. These demonstrations and the public outcry represent Erdogan's greatest challenge and the biggest threat to the Canal Istanbul project. Many economists are already calling it a wasteful expenditure, particularly in light of Turkey's shaky economy that has seen interest rates and unemployment rise to astronomical levels. Will these challenges see an end to Canal Istanbul, or will Erdogan stubbornly push it through? Only time will tell. But if you happen to have future predicting superpowers, let us know in the comment section below. Smash the like button, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure you do to help us make more of these cool videos. Until next time, take care.